Hey yogis, it's Nina here, the Yoga Apothecary. Welcome to Epidose number 3 of our Super Strong Core series. Similar to our last, we'll be doing Tabatas in 3 different segments today. And we'll be concluding with a Pilates 100 movement some of you may be familiar with. As far as supplies for class, you only need today a block to have that handy, but certainly a towel and water. From the last class, same for this, we're not going to warm up. We're going to go straight into the movements with my handy dandy Tabata timer. So if you feel like you need to warm up your body, please take a few minutes to do that and then meet me back on the mat. So we're going to begin our first segment, and this is where you're going to use your block. So you do want to have that handy. It helps doing a hollow body. I'm going to show you doing the 4 different movements, and then I'm going to start this Tabata timer so you can hear along and follow along when you're watching this video with the timer you're going to see. So let me show you the movements. The first is going to be starting in our downward facing dog. So we come to our downward facing dog. You could take a moment here. And then you're going to lift your right leg up and back. You're going to tap the right knee to the right elbow, down to the wrist, over to the left, back to the elbow, back to the right. Inhale, 3-legged dog. So it'll be 20 seconds of work, 10 seconds of rest. That's the first movement. And when we come back for round 2, we're going to do that on the left side body. But the second movement is going to come into a side plank. You can either have your feet stacked in front of one another if that keeps you more stable, but you can also stack the feet this way. We're going to lift on this right side first, and we're going to hover, trying to bring this forearm through the torso and back up. 20 seconds there. Then we're going to come down to the knees, grab the block, and we're going to do a hollow body rock. I like to have a block in my hands because it just helps me fire more through my shoulders. So you take on your hollow body, and then we're going to rock. So the arms are reaching, they're pressing into the block. I like to point my toes. If you want to hold stable and not rock, you can do that. Got one more in this segment. So we're going to come to a plank and into our forearm plank, and the motion is going to be moving from our plank down to the forearm and then back up to plank. And we try and come down on the opposite side so you don't keep coming down on the right forearm every time. You try and switch sides as you come down and press up. So those are the movements. We're going to go through all 4, and then repeat again, all 4. That's segment 1. And then I'll show you what the other segment looks like. So again, we got to get ready. Moves quickly.
Starting your top down workout. Get ready.
Yeah, get ready.
Exercise.
To the right, to the wrist, to the wrist, to the elbow, to the right. 3-legged dog. To the right, to the wrist, to the wrist, to the elbow, to the elbow. 3-legged dog. Keep repeating till you hear the clock.
Rest.
Rest. Come down to your knees. Now we're going to do the side plank to the torso pass through.
Exercise.
Bringing it under, stacking the wrists under the shoulder, twisting through the thoracic spine. Come down. Our next movement is those hollow rocks. So if you want to use your block,
Exercise.
rock it out. Feels like I'm on a ride. I know, such fun. Breathe it out. Rest. Put your block down. Then we're going to move from plank to forearm. And then we get to repeat this all over again.
Exercise.
Left comes down, right meets it, pushing on the right. Right comes down, left meets it, push up on the left. Left comes down, right meets it. Our dog says hello, push up on the right. Come down to the knees. And then we come back, oops, to the down dog, you guys.
Exercise.
Left leg lifts, tap to the left, down to the wrist, over to the wrist, to the knee, back to the left. Three-legged dog. Left knee, wrist, wrist, knee, back. Three-legged dog. Bring it down, pause. Side plank pass through on the torso. I gotta switch to the other side.
Exercise.
So my back is facing you. Come under the torso, stacking the wrists under the shoulder. Reach it through. Press through the palm. Suction cup the hand.
Rest.
Coming down. Hollow rocks, grab the block.
Exercise.
Rock it out. Navel to spine. Press the block. Rest. Put the block down. We got the last round of forearm plank to upper plank.
Exercise.
Right forearm, left comes down. Press up on the left. Left forearm, right comes down. Press up on the right. Right forearm, left comes down. Press up on the left. Tabletop or sit back on your heels. Take a moment. You finished segment 1. Grab some water, you might need to towel off, and we'll move forward with segment 2. See you in a minute. Segment 2, I'm going to show you the 4 movements we're going to be doing for 2 rounds. The first is going to be a dolphin push-up. If the push-up part is not for you, you just hold your dolphin pose. So we come to our forearms, palms are flat. I like to make a triangle or a diamond, I should say, with my first fingers and my thumbs. You can also interlace the hands if you prefer it, or leave the hands entirely flat. But we come into dolphin first. And then the movement is a push-up. So your nose, you aim to the fingers, so that space in the diamond. That's 1. If it's not for you, simply hold in your dolphin pose for the 20 seconds if you can. And at any time, just drop your knees if you need a break and come back. The second movement is a figure 4 crunch. So it's doing pigeon on our back with a crunch. So we'll come down. I'll start us on the right side first. So you'll make your figure 4. You're going to reach your arms above the head. And as you exhale, you also want to float this left knee, left foot up. And as you exhale, we're going to crunch and our elbows are going to reach for your shins. That's 1. Our next movement is a side plank, tapping our knee to elbow. And I'm going to show you 2 versions that you can do if one is not for you. So if we take it the full variation, we're going to come into our side plank. We've been here before. And then we're going to lift and tap a knee to an elbow. If this is not for you, you can take this knee down and don't have it up. Come to your side plank and then hold it here. Or maybe you do the tapping part from here. So that's an option for you. And then the last, we come to bridge. You'll lower down. Here we are in our bridge pose. So feet slightly apart, maybe hips distance. Arms are going to start flat. You want some space between your low bottom. And then what we're going to do in the movement is to peel up and reach our fingers to the side. So that is the movement we're going to do on the bridge, sort of crunching, using our obliques right and left. So that's the 4 movements. Let me get my timer ready. You'll have the timer in front of you as well. Y'all ready? Here we go. Segment number 2. Starting with the dolphin push-up.
Exercise.
Here we go. 20 seconds of work. 10 seconds of rest. Either holding your dolphin or taking the push-up. Come to the knees, pause. We're moving onto our back for figure 4 crunches.
Exercise.
Peel it up, reach for the shin, bring it back, peel it up, bring it back, peel it up, bring it back, fire it up, bring it back. One more time, bring it back. Come on up. Our next movement is the side plank with your knee down or up.
Exercise.
Knee to elbow, knee to elbow, knee to elbow, knee to elbow, knee to elbow. Tap it out. One more time. Coming down. Coming to our bridge. Side crunches. Here we come. Peel it up. Shifting right. Shifting left. Shifting right. Shifting left. Shifting right. Shifting left. To the right. Left. Right. Left. Right. Rest it down. We come back to the beginning for our dolphin push-up, holding in dolphin or taking the push-up.
Exercise.
So beginning in the dolphin, push it up. Push it up. Breathe. Remember to take your breath. Push it up. Pressing through the forearms.
Rest.
Coming down to the knees. Flipping over for our figure 4 crunches now on the left side. Float it up.
Exercise.
Here's 1. Navel to spine. Reach and crunch. Bringing the arms to meet the shin. Figure 4 crunches. Feet are flexed.
Rest.
Rest it out. Bring it up. We have the side plank, knee to elbow. My back is going to be facing you.
Exercise.
Remember, you're welcome to keep the left knee down. If this is not for you, with the leg up, stacking wrists and shoulders. Tap it out.
Rest.
Coming down. Our last movement is the bridge.
Exercise.
Peeling it up, shifting those obliques from side to side. You're almost done with segment 2. Reach, reach, reach. Bring it down. And that concludes segment number 2. So take a moment, grab some water, towel off if you need to, and we'll be ready for segment 3. See you in a minute. So our third segment, 4 movements repeated 2 times, is going to include the following. The first is called extended bridge. You may have done this with me in a flow before. We come to our back and your legs are going to come long. Feet are going to be flexed. Your elbows are bent, hands, fingertips reaching for the ceiling. The movement is executed by digging your heels into the mat, firing up the glutes, the quads, the core, squeezing the inner thighs, and pushing, squeezing and pushing through the tricep, elbows that are resting on your mat. So I'm going to show you what it looks like. And we're just going to try and hold it for 20 seconds. The timer guides us. If you can't, soften yourself down and come right back up. So no need if you can't hold it the entire time, but it'll look like this. That's the movement. If you can't hold it, lower your bottom, come back. That's movement 1. The second movement I like to call a camel pike, but it's really a press, tuck press. You're going to begin the movement by sitting on your heels so that you can place your hands in front of you. Your toes are touching. The tops of your feet are going to stay pressed on the mat. As you move through this movement, you're going to press through the hands and draw your knees to your chest. Here's what it looks like. You'll want to be taking your inhale before you press. Exhale, press. Come back. And you just keep repeating that movement. Is the second movement. Then we're going to come down to our bellies for swimmers. So it starts in a locust pose, but the arms are going to be in front of you, and we just pretend like we're swimming. So take our inhale to prepare, float it up, swim away like you're in the water for 20 seconds. If you need to pause, bring it down and come back. And then the final movement, which we're going to repeat all of these. We come to Navasana, a variation, a side Navasana. The hands, fingertips are going to face your low bottom, just behind you. You can soften your elbows. You draw the knees up. You shift towards the right side. We're going to take it each side. Kick it out. Bring them back towards center. Shift, kick it out. Use the hands to support you. If you feel strong enough and you don't need your hands, you can float them. But this is certainly very good where you have the hands down. So that's our 4 movements. I gotta wake up my timer. You might hear the dog, you might not. Get ready with our bridge. Is gonna be our first movement. Squeeze it up. Hug the inner thighs. Fire those glutes. Push down through those forearms, elbows, fingertips reaching up. Remember to breathe. Rest it out. The second movement is our camel pike. So flip on over. Remember to breathe. Inhale. Exhale, push it up, push through the shoulders, push through the palms. Keep the breath in and breath out. Breath in and breath out. Rest. The next thing is our swimmers. So we got to come down to the mat. And start flying through that water, kicking, reaching through the fingers, swimming. Coming down to our Navasana. Hands are going to come behind. Soften through the elbows. Coming over to the right, to the left. To the right, toes can stay touched. to the left, twisting right, twisting left, to the right. Coming back to the beginning with our extended bridge. Squeeze it up. Hug the inner thighs. Remember the power of the Ujjayi breath. Hugging the elbows. Digging through the heels. You got this. Soften down. Come back up for those pikes, pike press.
Exercise.
Here's 1, 2. You might even gaze at your toes when you're pressing. 3, 4, 5, 6. Rest. Now we have our swimmers. Gotta bring it back down to the belly. Think of Dory. Gotta keep swimming. Kick, flutter, reach. Kick, flutter, reach. Kick, flutter, reach.
Rest.
Back to our Navasana with the twist. Last round. Remember to be soft on the elbows. Shifting the weight. Feet staying locked. Remembering to breathe. Kicking it out. Elbows are acting like they could touch. Nice job. That was your 8th round through. Segment 3 complete. We have one more final movement ahead, but you might want to grab water and towel off one last time, and then I'll guide you through our last movement. See you in a minute. So our last movement is called the Pilates 100. We don't need our Tabata for this. We're simply going to be trying to hold the movement I'm about to show you to a count of 100. You guys know I'm horrible at counting, but I'm going to do my best to let you know in increments of 10. So you're welcome to count out loud at home. The movement is going to look like this. We're going to come to our back. And we're going to peel our shoulders, our heart space, the chin towards the chest. The arms are going to lengthen. The legs are going to be as high as you need them to be, or low as you're able to. So when we come into the movement, you peel up, and we're going to be, the waving of your hands is how you count. So that's going to be the movement. And like I said, I'm going to try and count this. If you need to come out of it, drop your feet, bring your back down and pause, come back when you can. The more you do this particular movement, like others, the more your stamina builds up. So come to your back and maybe give a quick roll of your L5, knees to chest. We're going to head there in just a moment. Okay, here we go. So the legs can point. I like them pointing, but you can flex them. Peeling up. There's 10. 20. 30. 40. 50, halfway there. 60. 70. 80. 90. Yes, knees to chest. There's your 100. Maybe you want to take a rest
and repeat that again. But maybe you don't. Maybe the 100 was enough for you. So this concludes Epidose number 3 of our app series. We have at least one more to go, maybe another after that. I hope you're enjoying it. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and be sure to subscribe to the Yoga Apothecary YouTube channel by clicking on the subscribe button below. And stay tuned, we'll see you again for another super strong core Epidose. Take care. Namaste.